30th staging. It all began in 1993. We missed out a couple of years with COVID and other factors at play.
Actually a building block as every match goes on. I think it's just a positive more and more, especially for a kid like Josh.
So the lag to determine the break.
Nearest to the top rail, whichever cue ball finds itself closest, which looks very close. Maybe just give the edge to Gorst.
Yeah, and then, oh wow, I thought it was maybe Fedor as well, but again, Ben's on top of it. Ben Taylor Fuentes.
The first rack, Joshua Filler to break. Foul stroke.
Well, that looked to be a thin hit on the wand, and that's the difference between Fedor and all the other players. It seems the first break or two can be a little off, where Fedor seems to come with the break pretty much immediately.
A potential quarter century of racks tonight starts on a low note for the home favourite. These Matchroom events have a feel, modern prestige all of their own.
Well, Michael, I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can look at that as well. It's just a different type of pool you have to play now with the break box, the 4-inch pockets. You know, there in Qatar, it was pretty friendly tables. So it may come sometime to just who got the shots after the break more than, you know, what we see now.
Okay, this is not exactly where he wanted the cue ball, so it's an early test in rack 1. The D-cell, has he got away with it?
Yeah, and you'll notice, again, I talked about it earlier, technically when he has that pause at the cue ball, but when it's light, that's when he may every now and again let up on the downswing. And that one with a little side spin, it was obvious. Now Filler, who started a lot of matches kicking at the ball to try and get himself kind of settled, and he's hit him beautifully for the most part. Can't get the snooker here really, but just getting the 8 to the top cushion.
Fantastic kick shot. Things like that used to wind me up, JJ, back in the day. I always felt like if I'd have started commentary first and then had to be a pro, I'd have been a lot better, because I used to think, well, he's missed it and snookered me. It used to do me head and stuff like that, but you know, Filler's done what he had to do and played a good kick safe.
Yeah, I don't think it's safety here. I think it's some type of offense.
Wasn't close. But Filler's going to have to knock a good ball in here, but he relishes these chances. And it's not just a case of, this is different. It's not like Filler's left the cue ball there off the run out. He knows this could hurt Gorst. Could be a big moment in the early stretches of this final. Boy, this is tough though.
Yeah, but like always, you always want to bet on him. Has this gotten a bit funny for the black 8 only being, what, some 12, 13 inches away from the cue ball?
Yeah, it looked like it was going to sit there perfectly for him and make it a formality, but just kept on running. So still a little hope for Filler here.
He's going to thin cut this in the middle. He's got to watch the scratch with the cue ball. How's the pace? Going near the 9. Needs a flick. Well, he's going to have to bank it.
Yeah, and it's the type of bank you kind of want to play somewhat slowly, bringing the cue ball to the middle of the end rail for a little cover, just in case you miss, making Josh come with a big one.
These two players, Michael, they excel in this department. How many bank shots do you see these two guys make? I'll tell you what, boys, we are in for a final here. It's only rack 1.
It really feels like something at a much more advanced stage of the match. Gorst had a chance to win it in one go after Filler's scratch, but left himself a testing ace. It's all ultimately led to this 9-ball battle. Oh, what a way to start! So an eventful opening rack finishes off with a crowd-pleasing 9-ball for a very determined-looking Joshua Filler. The home favourite leads Fedor Gorst 1-0.
Just think about the 9-ball Filler's just rolled in. I mean, that was in the middle of the pocket.
Yeah, he really had to play it to kind of the blind pocket, because the pocket you would generally think was somewhat of a natural scratch with the cue ball.
That's the type of shot where Filler's very smart. A lot of players just try and go a bit too more with the positional shot, try and get a bit acuter on the next ball, but he's not scared to leave himself another testing pot.
Okay, this one will have a bit more speed.
So had the scratch off the break in the opening rack. Wasn't much he could do about that, but
he had a go, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't like that shot. I thought just clipping off the 1 and putting it behind the 3 and going up behind the 7 was the better shot for Josh now.
He's gone for the jump cue. He's got the short cue in his hand here.
The chance he could go into the 9 here. He doesn't have much hills. I think clip the 1 and go towards the 9, give it a chance.
Yeah, Jason's saying the 9-ball might go in the bottom left. Where's he going to finish? It's going to end up going towards the 8. Is it going to scratch? It's going to go right behind the 8-ball. Wow. How do you like that? Oh, nice roll.
well, the difference between that and scratching to leave ball in hand, with the ball sitting as they are, is astronomical.
You just never know where that cue ball is going to go in the jump. And nice little fortunate roll there for Fedor. He'll be happy to see that stay out the pocket.
Yeah, how do you hit this one? He can only hit the top rail by the looks of it.
I think in his first match that he played, he kicked a couple of balls in. Something similar to this.
Foul stroke, ball in hand.
That was a tough ask.
Please start the clock.
We ended up with one. Kopinyi winning 13-5 against Eklund Kachi.
Yeah, he played a real great final in that. He was just solid all week last year. He beat me in the first round like 9-1. He ran like 6 racks too. He was really strong that year.
So nearly scratched in the side pocket. Instead, he left Filler in all sorts of trouble. It netted ball in hand for Gorst, and from there he's opened his account, so 3-1.
Gives you a real good look at the stance and how compact Gorst is on the cue. Now watch how 8-ball, if he's just left himself jacked up, which it looks like he has, he might just be able to get to the top left of the cue ball. He does have an angle on the 7.
I think he can get to the maybe drawing it. No, he has to follow this ball. A bit tricky this.
Needs this to bounce though. Yeah, the fact that it's not touching the rail makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's not a nice shot when that ball gets close to the rail like that, Carl. It's kind of tricky shooting it back to a blind pocket.
And he's been looking down the line of the pot here. He knows this is a big moment here, just to get back to one behind with the break. Looks good.
Nice shot there.
So, millimetres away from the scratch in the side that would have given up ball in hand and very possibly a 4-0 deficit. But he ended up winning that rack and a very efficient one with which to follow it. All of a sudden, Gorst is back to only one behind at 3-2.
We'll give you till after the break. Well, he's missed the one ball. That means he's going to give up the table back to Filler.
Yeah, Filler will be delighted to have a straight shot on the one here after, you know, probably sitting in the chair thinking he should have been up 4-0.
Yeah, I think I'd go Ko Brothers, Biardo, Wu Cha Ching. And then I think Chua.
I forgot about Wu Cha Ching. I haven't seen him for a while.
Of course, Michael, that's picking the team. If this cue ball to bounce a little bit, well, that's ideal.
Couldn't have placed that any better with your hand there, Carl. That's what I meant by going that side of the 7. You had to really judge it a little bit more spinning. You wouldn't have had a shot on the 7.
Should be 4-2 now. So Filler was 3 clear at one stage. That was trimmed to 1. And now he's got a gap of a couple of racks again. It's 4-2.
5, that would make it easy. Now maybe he has to show us a little more.
Big moment in this final. This is a big moment because it's not just a miss and it's not just Gorst getting back to the table. It'll give Gorst belief, this will.
Yeah, and I'm really kind of shocked at the play in the corner just because he could have played it in the side, not getting where he originally wanted, but the 6 is pretty cuttable from anywhere above the side on the right.
Needs a friendly bump here, boys. Not going to get it.
Yeah, the head slumped almost as soon as he'd made
Extension
contact
call.
with the cue ball. He knew it had gone wrong.
He's going to attack with the cross side bank. He's missed one in the opening game on the 9 ball, now on the 8. May as well really be the 9. If he buries it, the 9's pretty easy.
This time he makes the bank, and how big of a bank is that going to prove to be? Here's another look. Straight into the middle of the pocket.
Filler was in play with a good chance for his 3rd break and run already in this final. It looked as though he was going to restore the 3-rack gap he enjoyed earlier. But an unexpected miss on the 3 let Gorst back in, and he is closed to just 1 behind.
Tell you what, JJ, you'd like that one again, wouldn't you? I thought the 5 ball were going to move a lot further up the table. Fedor, Joshua Filler is down quick. Yeah, he's played the safety.
Yeah, that's surprising. I don't know if he's feeling it a little bit on the, you know, when we say he's feeling it a lot of times, that's a good thing, but there is another side of that. Really surprised he didn't entertain, you know, the 5 up in the corner. Even with the shot clock and the extension gone, you can always get down and play that safety, and wouldn't be surprised if
Extension called.
Fedor puts him in a worse position. Oh, this is amazing. He's not going to the side cushion here. Hard to get a lot of speed on this, and this is a diamond and a half up.
It was particularly surprising that he turned it down. You consider Filler probably gets a higher percentage of that sort of shot than just about anyone. But there we are.
Yeah, and also to add to that, Michael, when you look at where the 5-ball is, it doesn't have to go in clean, does it? It can hit way up the cushion. Does it prove to be the right shot, or is it going to be the wrong shot? Well, I think we're going to see the short cue. I think we're seeing a couple of weird shot selections here from Josh.
Maybe a case he wants it too much and is overthinking it.
Well, definitely in the last rack, overthinking. I mean, of course he wants it, but maybe he can recover right here. Yeah, and you know, the last rack was a little head scratching and puzzling, you might say, but way more puzzling to me the safety on the 5 a moment ago and not going for the shot. Unique, our sport, right? You have to be the coach, the caddy. You have to do it all out there. Don't have any friendly words of wisdom as you're in action. You're assembling that team. We're going to have some off rankings, of course, so it's not all going to be just picks. Big shot here, though. Fluky. But that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? I mean, said it before. Luck favors the brave a little bit. Fortune favors the brave. Had a push-out option, decided to go for it. I think that's the mentality you need. Yeah. He's looking at the 9-ball off the purple 5. You can see it may pass the green 6, but looks pretty difficult. Is he banking the 5 as well?
Just showing the world how good he banks the ball.
To twist that a bit with a bit of right spin. The speed was perfect and didn't force the cue ball either. Interesting play there with the 9 over the lower left corner. If he lets it leak at all, what about the jump bank on the 9? That's a big pocket. Entertain banking the 6 back off the 9, right? I mean, I know it was quite a severe cut, but it was there.
Well, I believe Filler is chasing the 9-ball with the jump bank.
Come on!
And it's there! Joshua Filler with a jump bank to make the 9. And he, of course, gives it the big shout. He's trying to get this crowd involved.
Well, in the World Masters final 5 years ago, David O'Cady played a shot so famous that it's since been named after him. Joshua Filler may have done something similar there.
Yeah, it became a little more difficult. I go short side here on the 9. Don't try to go back and forth. Just let it slowly pull over, opening the pocket just a bit.
Could also kill it like a Coping style shot. Oh, Filler's just kind of just giving racks over to Gorst, isn't he? Opportunities anyway.
Well, that's it. You take all the unexpected things that have happened, and the unnecessary things that have happened out of the equation, and translates into a substantial lead for Filler.
Extension
As it is, he could be level again in a moment.
Yeah, even though the scoreline is still in favour of Filler, you'd have to say it's Gorst who's the more composed, isn't he? You know, he's only a kind of missed 8 in the first rack. Since then, he's been very solid.
It looked likely to be the other way. Filler bounced into the arena, all smiles. Gorst looked a little bit tense about it all. The start of the final. Big moment this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the stats as far as balls pocketed. Even though it's going to be 6-6, I'm wondering how close that really is.
So from 3-0 down, Gorst got level at 4-all. It was later 5-all. And now, somewhat unexpectedly, it's 6-all.
Is the one ball going to go? Okay, look at this. And he's getting shots, isn't he? After he seems to throw one of the racks away, he seems to run the table off a dry break from Gorst. And then a break and run.
Yeah, a little Groundhog Day through the first half of this match.
Big shot coming up. They're never easy, these combos. There's a bit of a distance between both balls as well. Cued it very soft, didn't it, to hold the cue ball.
Cut the two quite a bit if he's going to play it. Can he play something soft and just tuck him behind the round 7? He's going to edge this.
Well, he will not be happy with leaving an edge of the 2-ball, will he?
No, that being that close, he caught it quite thick, to be fair, and left Gorst much more of the blue 2 and maybe more options off the blue 2 than definitely should have. So you have to run the cue ball here, maybe trying to find something behind the 9 off of one cushion. Between the pink and the 8.
Back-to-back shots from both players have gone wrong, but it's going to be Joshua Filler who's going to get an open look at the blue 2.
Now, does he really have to come short side? I don't know what he's going to do. Trying to come multiple rails. Watch out for the 7. That's the one he has to avoid.
Same again there, JJ. He was never guaranteed a shot. I thought he'd just come over near the right centre and just leave a thin cut on the 6. At least you know you guaranteed that shot, because it had gone wrong before to get on the purple 5.
And maybe missing just a couple of odd balls we're not used to made him want to try and gamble, get a bit closer. Now look, he may take this on anyways.
Well, it was a good pot, and the crowd acknowledged that, but he needs a better one.
Yeah, remember the red 3 in the Mosconi when he kind of had the closed bridge on top of the rail and followed the ball? Is that the same kind of shot here? No, he's drawing it.
Said it before, and I'll say it again. You're not going to keep potting your way out of trouble.
Yeah, this all started with a pretty simple shot in the side on the pink 4, and that's what happens in 9-ball pool, especially tough layouts, tough equipment. Starts to snowball on you.
Same again, though, the same storyline. First chance to Filler. Goes wrong. Fedor Gorst is there to pick the pieces up.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a scary thing that I'm sure many of these pool-playing Germans in the crowd know, that Fedor Gorst isn't going to continue most likely to break bad, right? I mean, He can get shots. He breaks as well as anyone.
Yeah, and he's staying right in there at a big finish earlier on. Pulled away towards the end of his semi-final against Jason Shaw. By picking off these racks that Filler is somewhat handing to him. Keeping alive the opportunity to do the same again in his final. So Fedor Gorst wins that and gets back to just one behind, 8-7.
Well done, Fedor Gorst. This was a tricky rack, this, when he first got to work.
Yeah, that's why, like, kick shot at the 2, I know it's hindsight, but a lot of times when you have balls tied up, right, and you are hooked, you don't want balls to get rearranged that much, right? When he kicked the 2, he brought the pink 4 down. I think that started to give options.
Well, how many times in this final have we said something like this? It was only about 10 minutes or so ago. Joshua Filler looked a big favourite to go 3 clear at 9-6. In a moment, he could be back, dead level. We're used to seeing race to 5 between Europe and the US, and that's effectively what it is from here.
Oh, he's hitting downward. This is surprising to me. Trying to maybe make it. Oh, he's going to get behind the 7. 9-ball pool's amazing.
Gonna find the bottom rail. Now then, Fedor Gorst.
It's been a while since Gorst led. In fact, it was the only time he led, 5-4. Not now, though. This is a routine 9. And it's to get to 9. And Fedor Gorst leads once again at 9-8.
Yeah, like a high ball here, trying to go into the 5 to hold the cue ball. Yeah, something like that, trying to create some type of safety. He kind of drew off of it a little bit, but still not bad.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I wasn't fully concentrating, but I didn't think he could cut that ball in, JJ.
Well, we've talked about it all week. A lot of the players will go for that when they're getting separation and there's a little congestion, maybe, you know, to get a backdoor safety. And more often than not, the greats make it. We talked about it on the break. This is where Josh Filler seems to somehow find shots.
Look at how thin this ball is. He's playing the cue ball as well, don't get me wrong.
A little light there, so he's going to have to show us a bit more.
Please start the shot clock. Thank you.
It's the stun more than the draw usually. 2 cushions. He's going to draw it. Got a lot out of that.
Yeah, that's the other shot that the pros have got a lot better of as well.
Since we went away from sets and towards basing the World Masters final on racks all the way back in 1998, there have only ever been 3 hill-hill finishes. He's a chance to reassert himself here in his home country. Fedor Gorst has been world champion, but it was when it was a very different event. He's yet to win
21.
a tournament of this sort of scale.
Scores are tied. 10 racks
Prestige
each.
and attention. It's going to be a big night in someone's life.
He's going to dress up, or is the 7th ball going to stop it? His reaction will tell us.
Well, he's running back quickly, so that says it probably does go. Wasn't much shrug of the shoulders, not much of a face. Just trying to get in position to attack again.
Like what you said there, Michael. It's the attention. That's the difference in winning these tournaments. You know, we're live on TV around the world, and these pool players are getting far more attention by snapping these big tournaments off. There's a lot more media covering these events. See social media as well. Talk about SVB. Everyone knows what a workhorse that man is, you know, puts countless hours in, but so do these two.
It seems like it's only been the blink of an eye since Gorst is leading 10-8. He'd won 4 racks in a row at that stage. But Joshua Filler has stepped it up again. And now he leads again. And in just a moment, he'll be breaking with a chance to be first to the hill. Wasn't feeling well,
Joshua Filler
battling the cold.
Leading
Now
11 racks to
he's
10.
2 racks away from the title.
Well, Jeremy, you said in the break, Phil was just trying to make the 1 ball, not been hitting the break fairly good the whole match, as in the cue ball control, and 1 ball's going close to the side, catches the point, goes up the rail. We see that now and again, and he's at the table with a shot on the blue 2.
Yeah, is there an early exit? Can he kill the cue ball for the 3-9? I don't think he does that, but you never know. He may play the 3-9 and play a safety around the backside of all those balls up the top left.
Yeah, he's having a look. He's having a look.
Yeah, he's lefty though. He wanted
Extension
another
call.
6 inches out of the cue ball.
So he's trying to put the 9 ball, and he'd love to try and get the cue ball over towards them top 4 balls.
I think he's a favorite to make it.
And make it he has, and they're going well for him, and he'll decide how quickly he has turned this around from a final that only about a quarter of an hour ago looked to be slipping away from him. Now he's first to the hill, and Gorst has got to win 3 racks in a row.
Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, Jeremy, cast your mind back to when he beat Francisco Sanchez Ruiz at the UK Open. He was down in that match, and from nowhere, back against the wall, under pressure, when it matters, he delivered. And he can do this time and time again.
This one here was not the hit he wanted. He's been getting away with some so-so hits on the one the last few racks. Made it up by some great shots after. But Fedor Gorst has got a chance, and a good chance here.
Yeah, Gorst has been sat in his chair and he's to find himself 12-10 down.
Well, he went a little further than I thought. It's going to float a bit. Should be okay, though.
This is a nice cue ball because he's made it unmissable. When the cue ball's travelling that far, you don't want to leave yourself on the 50-yard line.
And with Gorst now breaking, looking to take us to a hill finish.
Or the stop shot.
Definitely the cut. Well, this game may go on for another 20 minutes.
Well, the Pool Gods want a hill. We want a hill.
The one man in Germany who doesn't is Joshua Filler.
I'll tell you, what do? You have to evaluate what Fedor's done in this game from distance. I think you have to get the 3 out and come 2 rails back up to the top. You have to make him come with 1 here.
No extensions available, so he's got 10 seconds.
Wow, overcut it. And now we're facing that hill. If Fedor can get these last 6.
Well, we've seen the nerves kick in, as Carl was saying, over the last few minutes. It seems the only obvious obstacle to him winning back-to-back racks. 12-10 down to take us all the way.
Yep, that's okay. You can pot this ball.
Get the funny feeling, though, we're still not done with this rack. I mean, he's supposed to get out here, but falls on the rail later on the 8. Who knows? No, this shot here, he's going to sacrifice distance a little bit, it looks like. Make sure you don't get into this too much and get over the 9 or something like that. Killed it nicely. You come between them, Carl. You come across, it's the type of shot you could fall on the rail, a little funny on the 8.
Plus you are bringing the 9 into play if you slightly pull out of the shot. I suppose it's all about what this man wants to play. He's in the moment.
Uh-oh. Gonna get there? Just barely.
Only just, I'm sat right behind this shot, JJ. He's only just got past the 9. There you see it.
I think the television angle is maybe even a bit misleading. We're right behind the shot, and it's actually perhaps even more marginal than it looks on screen.
Yeah, and pretty sweet to just get by it, though, and not fall on the rail.
We've enjoyed deciding rack finishes in big finals all around the world over the last 12 months. In Lugo, in Fulda, in Hanoi. And now in Hildesheim, Fedor Gorst has won 2 in a row when he really needed to. And he'll be breaking in the rack, which will decide the outcome of this title.
as well. It's going to be Fedor Gorst to break. We are approaching the unknown. It's a
With the
big
match time at
advantage.
0-0, this is the final rack.
To have the break, it
Fedor Gorst
really
to
is.
break.
It's time for a hill shootout.
Yeah, keep your eye on the ball racked in the middle. Well, he's going to get the first chance. What's the 5 going to do to the 2 ball?
Oh my word.
He's got an angle, though. He's got an angle. And the 3's pretty playable, so he doesn't have to get perfect from behind the blue 2.
Yeah, he does have an angle, but how different would this rack have been if the purple 5 had not finished there?
Yeah, but how big is this first shot? Look at the rest of the layout. The 5, after the 2 is gone, is there. The 6, 7, opposite sides. Boy, I'd rather draw behind this, I think, than follow, but that's just me. Don't know if he has enough angle to feel comfortable actually drawing it. But nice to know if you do get on the 2, the 3's very playable. Does he not have as much angle
Extension call.
as we think? I thought the overhead was telling us he had a bit more than what he's leading on. He forces it 2 rails, he may open the 2-5.
This looks good to me, you know.
This looks perfect.
Well, what a test of nerve that shot was. Joshua Filler so sportingly tapping his leg in appreciation. Okay, the chance is there now to become champion.
What a positional shot he played there on the yellow 1.
Yeah, cheated the pocket on the 1. You saw him kind of play it in off the knuckle. That was on purpose, just to create easy cue ball movement. And class act, Filler recognizing how good that was, especially at 12-12.
Just all about trying to hold yourself together now. It's hard to say he's done the hard work on getting on that blue 2 because it's the situation, it's the moment. He's got 5 balls left to win the Masters.
Yeah, I'd hate to play this with inside spin. It looks like he's going to put just a little. I just say that because I'd be a nervous wreck out there at 12-12.
I'll put it this way, how long would it take to get over if he didn't win the title from here?
Interesting to see how he plays from the 7 to the 8. A little bit of work.
Another fine shot there from Gorst. Boy, he's done well. He's had to sit there and watch Filler get to the hill first.
Gorst is the champion, and it is quite a Fedor in his cap. He was 10-8 up. He lost all of the next 4 racks as Filler got to the hill. Gorst had to finish with 3 in a row. And in a climax, absolutely dripping with tension and atmosphere, Gorst has done just that. He is the Whirlpool man. Masters champion for the very first time.
Well, fair play to Fedor Gorst. What a final he played. So consistent all the way through. Filler threw everything at the young man. And he showed a lot of bottle in the end to clear the table at Hill Hill.
To receive $40,000 and the trophy presented by Jackie Berger, the World Masters Champion 2024 is Fedor Gorst! Your champion, ladies and gentlemen,